Hey everybody, it's Eddie Joe on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv, and I hope you're having a good one. There is so much to unpack today, it's not even funny. Forget about all the stocks that came out today, that are coming out today and coming out tomorrow in terms of earnings. Let's get to the definition of a dealer. The SEC, like a really petulant child, wants to define, they've actually greenlit the redefinition of a dealer. And now it is going to encompass digital assets. Here's the rub. What is a security and what is not? Now, being that they're having such a hard time defining what a security is as it pertains to crypto assets, that's actually pretty controversial. And it could have a huge impact, not just on normal operations, but also on the DeFi space, because that's really where they want to hit. Now, think about this. We know Bitcoin is not a security. Ethereum, not a security. XRP, not a security. Name another one that's not a security. I'll wait. Exactly. They haven't given a straight up definition. They've lost cases, and even after losing those cases, they failed to provide a guardrail as to what is a security now. Not what was a security when, excuse me, if you look at the ICO and how they might have handled it, excuse me, but what is a security now at this moment? Because yes, they could have said, or they were saying, hey, well, they were a security, XRP was a security before. Highly possible. But you dragged your freaking feet, and then is not now. And now it is not a security. So now you have to sit back and wonder, well, so how are you going to figure that out? Is it the amount of, decentralization that's involved with a particular token or coin? Don't know, but would be nice to know, right? So we're trying to figure out, so what does that mean on the DeFi space? It's kind of a big deal for us, and we kind of want to figure that out. So SEC, how about you get up off your butt, define what a security is? CFTC, how about you help us out, define what a commodity is, and go off in a corner, grab Congress, and talk amongst yourselves and figure this shit out. Excuse my language, I'm just really heated about it. Next up, BlackRock. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT, fifth largest ETF in 2024. It's only February 7th. I want you to stop and think about that. They just got listed, and after that short period of time, they are ranked number 5 out of all ETFs. Not the 11, Bitcoin spot ETFs that were listed. Out of all the ETFs out there, they're number 5. That says that there is tremendous investor interest in this space. And you wonder why I'm so positive. I was positive when the market, when Bitcoin was, in the teens again. It's not just the idea of Bitcoin that I like so much. It's the usefulness, the utility of it all. The whole industry, each one being able to do something. That's what has me so excited. That's really what has me so excited. Now, in other news, OnlyFakes, not OnlyFans, get your mind out of the gutter, OnlyFakes, a new platform that will enable you to create an ID that would enable you to circumvent KYC or know your customer regulations on just about any platform. That's tough. That's tough. So imagine there are those, and I don't know that people understand this. There are those people that when the new rules came out, they had an account on Binance or whatever platform they were on. And I'm talking Binance US. And then all of a sudden, New York says, no, we're not going to allow you here. And all of a sudden, now your funds, because you're in New York, you weren't thinking about it, but because you're in New York, you can't move your funds because you can't prove who you are, because they're not allowed to do business here. Not that you can't prove who you are, but that they're not allowed to do business here. Let that wash over you for a minute. So OnlyFakes comes along and they have a solution. Now, their solution could be used for many different things, but there is a real use case for it. And before you people really lose your mind, Palau has a digital identity. Legally, you can become a digital citizen of Palau. That would also circumvent KYC rules and regulations. It was specifically created for that. Not to do it illegally, but to say, yeah, you're associated with Palau. Boom. And then you sit there and you kind of go, well, wait a minute. But why are they doing it? Well, because you're paying for it. They needed the cash income. And if you prove to them that you are who you are, you become a digital citizen of Palau and you can go on about your business because they will officially give you an official identification. That's kind of big. That's kind of big. So when I look at OnlyFakes, I get it. I totally get it. Everybody's coming down on them. You're doing something illegal. No, they're not doing anything illegal. What they're doing, well, they could be doing something illegal, but they know that what their IDs are being used for could be illegal transactions. So now we've got something else to worry about. I know I'm making light a little bit, but it's really concerning because what they do is they don't actually send you a real ID. They give you an image of a fake ID that you can then use to go set up an account or whatever. That's what we're talking about. I saw one. I saw an image of one and I was just like, whoa, that's pretty doggone accurate. It's pretty doggone accurate. So that's something to think about. MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, let me see if I have this number in my notes. MicroStrategy owns about, what is it, 109? They have 190,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that number is over $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And they're talking about how they might take a $5.8 million loss this quarter. I'm sitting back and I'm giggling. I am giggling. Why am I giggling? Michael Saylor doesn't give two exactly. He doesn't give two poops. Why is that? Because he's sitting on all that Bitcoin. And the only reason why he's going to take that loss is because of how they do the math on how much they owe, how much they don't owe, just all that other stuff. And because of the volatility, because of the decision that he made 4 years ago to invest in Bitcoin, as opposed to investing in other things, I would say that move was not a problem. They're going to look at that number, 5.8 million, and I think everybody's going to giggle. They're a software giant that decided we're going to put money into Bitcoin more so than we're going to put into buying other companies, let's say. We're actually going to put money into something that's going to bring us value. So just wait a little while. It'll be okay. And that's exactly, I think, what's going on. Give it 6 months. Give it 6 months. Let Bitcoin hit $50,000. Everybody be looking at Michael Saylor and begging to shine his shoes. Just saying. Smart move. Binance is offering a $5 million bounty. Why is that? Well, because they can't seem to keep their freaking mouths shut. That's why. Every time they have a listing or delisting, it's leaked. It is leaked. The public gets it and they run with it. Hello, Monero. Monero just got delisted. People knew about it. It took a 25% dive. 25% nosedive. Face plant. Boom. It's a privacy coin. I would expect it. But that doesn't mean that Monero is going to go out of business. It doesn't mean that it's a centralized exchange that dropped them. You can still get Monero in other places. Yes, they are the number one exchange. What is it, like 50% of the market? Still, there's the other 50%. Just saying. And they have 50% of the market. But remember, there are decentralized, exchanges that can really do the job. Just saying. So Monero taking a dive, I can understand why. I get it. But Binance really needs to fill that hole. And this is how they're choosing to fill the hole. Excuse me. Sneezes. So when I look at that, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're offering a $5 million bounty for one employee to give up another employee to find out how come that happened. Okay, I get it. Choose better employees. Easier said than done. They're not a small company. They're global. It's difficult. I know it is, but it is what it is. Now, I wanted to look at regional banks. And the reason why I look at regional banks is some of them actually deal in crypto and some of them don't. But they also have an issue remaining in business. There are a lot of banks that are just not doing well. So I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about, how does that actually work out that regional banks can still be in trouble? Right? A 60% drop in stock value for New York Community Bank Corp, things like that. It makes you wonder, a while ago, there were 50 bazillion banks out there, right? And then they started getting bought up by the big banks. That's how the big banks became big banks. I don't care what anybody says. That's how it works. Big bank buys smaller banks. They buy little regional banks so they can increase their reach into that space. Look at TD Bank. I used to bank at a bank called Commerce Bank. Commerce Bank got bought out by TD Bank. And everything that I liked about Commerce Bank sort of went out the window when TD Bank bought them. Right? So I get it. You come in, you see certain efficiencies. That's what you do. Commerce Bank was making money, but it wasn't necessarily all about, efficiencies. It was about, well, we're a community bank. So it's what's good for the community. So, you lose some things. But then TD took them over. And really, there are other banks that I could look at and I can kind of go, somebody could take you over. These nice sized regional banks like Webster Bank. You're a nice sized regional bank. Somebody could scoop you up. There are a lot of those banks that are just not run as well as they could be, and somebody could scoop you up. Not a problem. But when you look at some of these bigger banks, they're not all of them are actually rolling well themselves. So I look at the banking industry, I look at the financial industry, and I just kind of go, and this is why Bitcoin and other coins exist. People are tired of it. People are tired of it. And we should be paying heed to that. We really should. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let's do that. Let's pull that back. I keep telling you guys that everything that I talk about, I've actually already published the articles. And here are the articles. I've already published them. You can see the dates. Already published, already out there. Right? But let's go to the earnings central space and kind of say, well, Alibaba is coming out there, Disney, Uber, CVS. CVS took a hit. Just heard about them this morning. Snap took a hit yesterday. And why? It's just not being run well. That just not doing well. ARM Holdings coming out, PayPal coming out today. Who else am I paying attention to this day? Yum Brands, that's something we should be paying attention to. And, you got the Super Bowl coming up, so that's going to affect the next one. CDW, not a fan. But they come out, who is it? Monolithic Power Systems. Who else is there? Roblox. I am paying attention to Roblox. I want to see what the gaming sector is doing. So you have a whole bunch of things that are coming out. Fox is coming out. I'm expecting Fox to take a huge dip. Huge dip. That's what I'm expecting. And the reason why I talk about this is because I'm thinking about, options, things like that. So, yeah. Do we have anything else happening this week that's actually of any significance? You have the Boston president coming out and speaking. That's not a big deal. Jobless claims, that's a weekly thing. Richmond Fed president talks on Thursday. Yeah, CPI seasonal factor revisions, comes out on Friday. So no real big news for us this week. We're down from 64 in terms of the fear and greed index, down from 64 to 62. Wow. Total value locked. $79.32 billion in total value locked. That gets a wow. Because I told you, I'm dying for us to get above 80 and maintain above 80, right? It'll be a while before we get back to the 200 range the way we were before, but that would be a very positive thing if we could see that. And looking at the big board again, I keep telling you, we're still, remember I told you yesterday that I expect us to go up from this point, and guess what? We did. Now, just listen to me. It's not like I'm calling the bottom. I didn't call a bottom. I just guessed that we would probably go up from there because that's the way we've been moving. So we did go up from there, and now we're moving seriously sideways. I expect us to go down a little bit more before we pop up, but it looks like we could be looking to pop up a little bit. Could be. But my point is that that's what I'm trying to look for, are opportunities to make a couple of bucks. I don't need to make a ton of money with every single transaction. I need to make a little bit of money, put it away. Make a little bit of money, put it away. Make a little bit of money, put it away. That's all I need. That's all I need. You know, everybody's looking for this big, you know, everybody's strategy. I'm going to make this big move. I don't need to make a big move. I don't need to make a big move. I'm a kid from the Bronx. Having enough money for a bag of chips was a big deal to me. So small moves add up. Small moves add up. I was walking down the street and somebody saw me pick up a penny. And they were like, yeah, you picking up a penny? I was like, yeah, I'm picking up a penny. It's still money. I picked up that penny. I still have it in my pocket. Still have it. It's in my pocket upstairs. But yeah, it's a big deal to me. Little moves can make big things happen. Now, looking at the big board, things are looking actually pretty nice. We're below $43,000, which is where I want us to be. I want us to be above that 43, probably like 43.3, 43.4 number, because that puts us close enough to that 44,741 that I really want to get past so we can hit 50. That's what I'm looking for. Things are going to get tighter. Why are they tight? Because there were so many Bitcoin miners that were dropping Bitcoin. I told you last week, 4,000 Bitcoin were dropped. This is why. So Bitcoin is still down. That's the pressure downward. We have to wait for that pressure to get released before everything goes back up. Just saying, we need a nice little macro event that'll make that happen. Looking at everything else, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, still buying points for me. I'm still look at Chainlink. Still looking at Chainlink. Hasn't hit that 20 yet, but I think it will. No time soon, but I think it will hit that 20. And I just like connective tissue, and Chainlink is one of those things that's connective tissue. So that's what I pay attention to. There are a lot of little notes that go into my little algorithm that says, oh, and that will flag something, whether it be red, green, yellow, right? Yeah, I was looking at the Heroes of Mavia coin, Mavia, Mavia. I was looking at that because they did an airdrop because their coin is involved with the actual game. So people were downloading the game. So it makes sense that now there are $100 million, market cap. People are playing the game, but playing the game because it's a game, because it's fun, not having fake transactions on, some sort of, aggregator of, dexes. There's a difference to me. There is a difference to me. And look at Ethereum, above 3.47% on year to date. That's interesting because it's twice as much as Bitcoin. Bitcoin was leading the pack for a little bit, and all of a sudden Ethereum just shot up. And then we can't lose sight of the fact that Solana had an outage. It was 5 years on their mainnet beta. Again, it's a small little thing. They fixed it within 5 hours. It was attacked, and I believe it was on their mainnet beta. It doesn't run on beta. So that being down for 5 hours is totally fine because that's not the actual platform that it's running on. So it took a dip to about $93, 30 something cents. And I'm kind of like, yeah, okay. The reason why that's not a big article for me, it's not on their mainnet. It's not where they're actually doing business. It's on a beta. In other words, a testing environment, from what I understand. That's why they're getting back up. They're getting back to business. That was pretty quick. Other outages that they had on their live network were a lot longer. Just saying, just putting that out there for you. Anyway, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note. Love to hear from you, especially when you drop me a note on growmybag.tv. If you don't like what I'm doing, do the same thing. Drop me a note over on growmybag.tv and let me know this is what you can do to make it better. Now, I've been telling you guys about, a class that we're putting together. I've got 2 flavors. I've got a 10-week course. I'm thinking about making that a self-study, and I've got a 2-hour class that I want to put together. I'd like to do that in March. I'd like to do that in the March timeframe, and I would like to know: would you take a class with me on how I approach, the fundamentals of crypto and how I use that to analyze the market? Let me know. Hope to hear from you. Bye-bye. Have a good one.